Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Think about it. We'll get into everything that we're going to get into as we go along, but I got to rant real quick. But why would you throw out an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? And I don't care what the record is. You show up for a fucking rivalry game. But he's actually talking to him constantly. That is a sign of a really, really good coach.
It's the Toddfox postgame podcast with your host, Toddfox.
Because the only thing I want to yell is fuck! Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield postgame show with your host, Toddfox. And guess what, baby? Guess what? It's another night, another loss, another fireworks night at the Big A in Anaheim tonight with all the nachos and all the brownies you can eat. The Angels lose to their biggest, well, I don't know if you could say the biggest nemesis, because the biggest nemesis is themselves. But before that, 714 tickets, 714 tickets, 714 tickets. I'm telling you, if you're not using the HITI promo, I don't know what's wrong with you. You can be getting all kinds of discounts for your tickets for concert, theater, and stadium attendance. Football season's here. If you want to see a college football game, use 714 tickets to your advantage, and pro football as well. And hockey season's just around the corner, so is the NBA. And for some reason, if you want to watch WNBA, it's there too, I guess. But out of state, you can use it as many times as you want. Now, what has been a problem for the Angels since the Joe Madden era and since the invention of, well, the extra inning rule? They don't know how to play in extra innings. I mean, it's clear as day. Obviously, when you're on the road, you play for multiple runs because you want to build a lead knowing that the home team usually at least says, okay, well, if we're down one, we're going to take the easy layup and take the one run, sacrifice that runner over to third, and knock them in either by another sacrifice or a hit, and then we'll go from there. And that's how you play it. You play for the tie as the home team to continue the game if need be. If you can't score the second run to go ahead, then to win the game. That's the basic understanding of the extra inning rule to the other 29 Major League Baseball teams. But when it comes to the Angels and their third and being that 30th team, to have the same rule book on how to play extra innings, the Angels just say, no, that's not within our DNA. That's not what we do. No. Marcus Thames said no. And when you have a comeback, again, how do they score their runs tonight? Didn't I say this last night? You can't do anything. And I mean anything, as an Angels ball club, as a hitting squad, to score a run if it doesn't leave the field. They literally can't get an actual RBI single. Nothing. It's all home runs. And what was tonight? Down 3-0. ShamWow. Solo shot. 3-1. Down 4-1. Jared Walsh. 2-run homer. Down 4-3. Brett Phillips. Solo shot. Noticing a trend here. I'm beginning to feel it's almost been like a week since we've had an RBI single. A sacrifice fly RBI. These idiots can't get a single with a runner in scoring position. It's just home run, swing for the Brent Phillips is hitting home runs. If you watched the game tonight, which I, for some reason, was going in and out on, you heard Gooby when ShamWow hit his home run.
Hey, they're finally getting some power out there.
And then Wayne followed it up with, yeah, we were waiting for him to hit that home run. He's got to hit that home run at first base. You got to get more power at first base. Power, power, power. Dude, do you not see how terrible Neto's swings have been? Do you not see how bad Ohapi's swings have become? Both of which are all or nothing uppercut swings. That's it. They have nothing in the repertoire. Now, if you have Angels on demand or you have film that you can go back to, take a look at all of their swings first half of the season when Ohapi was fresh off a nice spring training into the regular season. Check out how good he was contact-wise, making hits, doubles. He had more doubles than he had home runs. Now his average is pathetic 220. Now most of the hits that he's gotten since he's come back from that injury have all been home runs. Remember, he left with 3. He's now got 10. He's only had 10 hits since he's returned, 7 of which have left the ballpark. Zach Neto, since he's returned, has hit, I think, 2 home runs. His average continues to dip because he can't get on base like he did before. He's not swinging to get hits and make contact. He's uppercutting. Everybody's uppercutting. David Fletcher, same shit. No originality to these at-bats. It's the same uppercut swing. So when you're throwing a slider that's coming out of the pitcher's hand at knee or ankle high, it's going to dip into the ground and they're still trying to uppercut it. Bro, you guys are not Vladimir Guerrero. So with that pathetic performance, guess what that gets us tonight? That gets us a serenade. And what does that mean?
It's over. It's over. It's over. All the rainbows in the sky start to wave and say goodbye.
Say goodbye to the season, baby.
You won't be singing rainbows anymore.
We won't be singing rainbows anymore.
7 suns before they fall.
Oh my goodness, sunsets will never be the
Echo to
same.
you, that's all, that's all. You see lonely sunsets.
Here we go.
After all.
Let's hit that.
It's over, it's over, it's over. It's over.
I'll let him sing. It's over, baby. We are officially eliminated. While that dumb fuck on AM 830's playing the what is it called? The Green Day song, Wake Me Up When September Ends. That's his ending to this season. That's my ending to the season. If there's a sound effect for taking Old Yeller back behind the woodshed and putting a bullet in his head and eliminate, that should be the Angels' season. Old Yeller. We're done. It's been a pathetic ride. A pathetic, pathetic ride. Disappointment, frustration to the extreme. Dejected was the word I used last night. Gonna continue it now. What's the rebound on this? Now, I did see this one video that you guys suggested. I forgot who suggested it. Robbie Hyde or whatever the hell his name was. He came up with some pretty good ideas on how to get the team relevant again. But you know what he said his number one thing was? Robbie Hyde, I believe, on YouTube. The number one thing he said was, Artie's got to go. Well, couldn't get that right either. So he says nothing can change if Artie's still in charge. I think all of us can agree. I mean, he pulled up on his video the Atlanta Braves homepage, which literally brought up a small, just showed the owner, but the homepage and who matters to that organization brought you, like, it was the coaching staff, the scouts, GM, everybody, right? A long laundry list of people that, even analytics people for the Atlanta Braves were featured on that homepage along with the owner. That's how much he values the important people to his organization. Now he went over to the Angels page, clicked on the organization. Artie Moreno has an entire page almost to himself, bragging about his accomplishments. And then it gets into Dennis Kuhl and those other jerks. Carpino, the head of finance. And it goes about 5 or 6 names before it gets to Perry and the rest of the people, and doesn't mention a scout, not one single scout, not one single coach. Well, I wouldn't agree with that either. These bullshit fucking pieces of shit, Nevin and his crew don't deserve to be up there. But no one in anywhere else in the organization, nor the spineless jerks behind the closed doors analytics people. We don't know their names either. Those jerks should be fired as well. But they're not on the page either. My point being is, it all starts at the top, like he said. That's not groundbreaking information. I've said it, you've said it, she said it, we've all said it. Artie's got to go. His plan was on that video for the Angels to be good in 2027. Seems a long way away, but the way he explained it, it would work if they had followed those steps. So I'm agreeing with that video wholeheartedly. However, none of his plan, none of his good intentions or projections come to fruition if one card does not fall. And that's Artie Moreno. So if Artie Moreno is still there, continue that clock, baby. So 2027 turns into 2028. And then 2028 turns into 2029. 2030, and so on, and you get the point. The longer this bastard is in power, the longer we will go without a playoff run. The longer we will go with a cheap-ass organization, whether it's paying our minor leaguers, whether it's paying our coaches, whether it's paying our players, whether it's paying the ushers, whether it's refurbishing or not the stadium, whether it's putting a Band-Aid over the goddamn stadium, whether it's cheapening everything in the goddamn place except the ticket prices. We raise those, and we raise food, and we raise parking. It will never, ever, ever change. Ever change as long as Artie's still in command. That piece of shit continues his reign of terror on this organization and to you guys as fans. And the scouting department, you mean to tell me for 1 second a new owner would not just shovel a bag of money into the scouting department automatically? Because why would you buy a team for billions of dollars and not spend a dime? Now, I can understand doing it as what Idiot did, idiot asshole, meaning, Artie Moreno. You bought the team for $200 million, and at the time, that was a lot of money to you. But now to see what it's worth, why would you go backwards? You're still printing money at this point, and I think that's what it came down to. 2 things. The rich get richer, he's a greedy bastard, just like all these other organizations. Just like we talked about last night. Had the NBA did it right and said, okay, load management, we're not going to penalize the teams, we're going to penalize the players. Affect the people that the game matters to the most. Because again, these guys could be getting $58 million in the NBA, but you take away $500,000. $500,000 could go to partying and a new car, a new mansion. Again, greedy bastards. You do that to baseball players. Greedy bastards. They will turn. They will do what you wanted them to do. But the unions in these sports are too goddamn strong. The only one that does it right is the NFL. You play to get paid. So we already have that against us. We have 3 divas on this team and a much more players and coaches that just don't give a shit. You can't enforce rules because it's against the union. And then Perry's not going to enforce them because they're still printing money. If given the opportunity to sell this team, he would have done it had he not had to refurbish the stadium before he sold it. So meaning the MLB knows of the situation about the stadium, but does not take the Milwaukee approach and force them to do something about it. Just at point of sale, you've got to get the stadium up to standards before you sell. And guess what? Artie was like, no, that's going to cost too much money. I'm supposed to get billions. You don't need those billions, you haggard, leathered piece of shit. You're not going to spend all that money. But to him, that's taking a loss, and his ego can't afford that. And his ego can't afford also to take an L on this organization because guess what? He's a minority, and a minority not winning and given an opportunity to, that's going to look bad on him. Although he never cared about his minority up until now. And his pocketbook. And the fact that his legacy will be tarnished. Dude, you're going to be alive for 10 or less years. Shut the fuck up. Just take the money and disappear back into the desert. But no, he's sticking around to further torment me, you, and every other Angel fan everywhere. Everywhere. So when you see a game like this, and the Angels hit 3 home runs, that's basically their offense. They are working with a 99-cent store coaching staff who I heard in that video something that I didn't even think about. And it makes total sense. Perry literally kept Nevin on because he thought Artie Moreno would sell, and a transition year in a sell means you're not going to get the extra money at the deadline. You're not going to be approved for trades or adding additional money to the bank or to the cap. So it's basically a lame duck year. Now they told us different because of the Shohei factor. But he mentioned a good thing, like something that made sense. Like you would think if Artie said, hey man, no, I'm all in. And he told Perry ahead of time, don't worry about it. I'm all in. I'm staying. I'm going to give you extra money. You're going to do something at the deadline. We need to get to the playoffs. God damn it. The season starts tonight. That wasn't said. Perry was given probably plans and a way to look at things and maybe cost-cutting factors during the regular season. Up until Artie decided, hey, you know what? Guess what? I'm along for the ride again. Unfinished business. And then with that unfinished business, everyone was thrown off. And Perry just had to make do with what he did. And then, again, 99-cent store coaching staff with the same old approaches. Matt Wise dicking with the pitchers. Again, like I said last night, it's okay to stretch a guy out like Silseth. Start him just to use him as a reliever, just to use him as a starter, just to use him as a reliever, and then start him again till he gets beamed in the back of the head. Then it's okay for Nate Diaz over there to be Jonathan Diaz to be pitching as a starter the entire AAA. As soon as he gets here, you're a reliever. It's okay to dick around and 5 times this year throw a positional player because that's awesome. Got to save that bullpen. So while the coaches are fucking things up, the personal trainers and everyone that's in charge of their diet is not in charge of their diet. It's like, here, use your money. Chick-fil-A over there, BJ's over there, have at it. No calorie counting, no yoga, no stretching. Again, at the game yesterday, Tigers were stretching. Tigers were running. Tigers were out there doing wind sprints. Angels sitting on their fat ass, talking and laughing, not paying attention. Tigers throwing the ball around. Angels doing interviews. You wonder why. I mean, the Tigers have the same exact record just about. One more win counting tonight than the Angels. They should be like 20 games ahead, but they're just not talented enough. We have the talent, no coaching, no discipline, no coaching staff that's capable of winning games despite the talent, and also a medical staff that sucks ass that's Dollar General. How many fucking injuries this year? How many? It just continues to rack up. So many injuries. There's no need to get into the box score. We're officially eliminated. And it's not a shock. This team was eliminated, what, in June, July maybe? We kept looking for them to turn the page and be like, okay, this isn't working. The uppercut swings aren't working. Okay, this isn't working. Babying the bullpen, that's not working. Okay, pitch counts on these pitchers, that's not okay. It's not working. If any of that was done, people, injuries or not, at any point this year, with all the 1-run to 2-run losses that we endured early on, midway through the season, half of those could have been wiped out had we sacrificed, went for contact, ignored the fucking long ball, and just let things come to us like other teams do. Yes, there's a handful of teams that swing for the fences, but not at the rate that we do. Highest swing, home run swing ratio to any other team. If we would just got back to the basics, could have made a dramatic impact. If we could have let pitchers pitch a little bit more. Because again, screaming about the bullpen injuries, Sam Bachman, what's it called? The Rocket pitcher Joyce. You had starters go down like Canning. You had obviously Rodriguez never pitched this year, but you had the left-handed Moore go down for quite some time after you were supposedly babying him. One night on, he's got to have the next night off. Quijada, arm trouble right away. And he was like every other night. Because remember, in the beginning of the season, it was, who should be our closer, Estevez or Quijada? Guess what? Nevin's got an idea. Quijada one night, Estevez the next. Never used back-to-back. Back in the day, not even that long ago, you're using pitchers. Frankie Rodriguez just about every night. You had it was either Scott Shields, Frankie Rodriguez if you were winning. And then you had a whole nother set of guys if you were losing. And he just kept using them if you needed it. None of this, we got to throw in a position player. Oh, no, this reliever's he hasn't pitched in a week. Let's just throw a Loop out there for like 3 innings. What the fuck is that, dude? If you just change up anything, this team makes a dramatic change. And they don't. This season is by far, again, I'll say it again, the most frustrating I have ever witnessed. And to think of that, in that video, before I get into the comments, in that video, the guy states about how to get rid of Trout. And there's only one way. Now, he brings up a way to get a Phillies pitcher and possibly like an outfielder prospect. The trade would pretty much have the Angels paying $120 million to the Phillies for that set pitcher and another prospect. And then we'd have to throw in Griffin Canning to offset the loss of an Aaron Nola, who's going to be gone and then you have Griffin Canning under control for a few years. I mean, would you do it? So if you're paying them $120 million, you'd still have Trout on the books for about $15 to $18 million a year. And then you know what I mean? You'd have to be paying Philly to take care of that. That kind of sucks, but you get him out of here. I know it's not what a lot of Angel fans want to hear, but that would be the only way that would work. And then he said one thing that really, really bothered me. Because, again, I'm not putting too much of a percentage on, that actually working with Trout. So I'm not sitting here like, oh, he's gone. Hell yeah. But looking at every possibility to get rid of Rendon, and that dude couldn't come up with one. The only one he could come up with is the Angels are fucked next year, and then they got to wait another year to then cut him. I'm like, oh my God, another year this guy. So you mean to tell me if Ohtani walks, which he will, and Trout is somehow traded, let's just say it hypothetically happens because I'm not putting too much of a percentage on it myself. But if all things were to work and he's gone and you still can't get rid of Rendon, I would have thought the hardest thing to do would be to get rid of Trout. So, I don't know, man. I encourage you to watch that video. It gives you some hope, but then it tells you, man, this shit ain't possible. Dan checks in with Eliminated. One Jets pod says baseball was on tonight. Fresno State kicking ASU's ass. Fuck the Angels. Can we give Tyler Anderson away for a local Salvation Army? The dude sucks. But they tried to put him on there, by the way. As far as waivers, nobody wanted him. Angels grandma checks in with, I thought having Shohei Ohtani in the dugout would be a spark our Angels needed to pull out the win tonight. Almost. It's not a spark, unfortunately, Angels grandma. You got Chuck Finley in there, one of the best Angel pitchers of all time. And you got Tim Salmon in there, the Angels GOAT prior to Mike Trout and Vladimir Guerrero. And basically, that doesn't inspire these dorks or these coaches to do anything. Because in the end, the coaches are still making the decisions. And these players are still having to work with what they're told to do. So those legends, unless they're making the calls, are just there as observers. What's a sacrifice? You're making shit up now, Todd. This team has no heart or spark. Team has no spark or life left. Fuck's getting excited over shitty-ass David Fletcher. Fucking dude is a bum. What's an RBI? Again, making words up. Yeah, I'm trying to bring that to the team, but no. Great night into the MLB is still going in Arizona and Seattle. IE says, even though these games don't matter, why is the actual fuck is Nevin having Soriano pitch to Cabrera? I have no idea. They've ruined our young dudes on their way out the door. A parting gift. This team is comedy, Hayes says. Somewhat of the movie genre of Angels in the outfield. Yeah, but that team came back. Paris is another dumb fuck, but hey, he's athletic. Eric says, I can't wait to watch this shitty coaching staff get fired. They all sucked except Gil, and they all have earned their demotions and unemployment line next month. I'm with you right there. Dodgers just scored one in the 10th. Let's see. Fire Gil too, Eric. I want all the stench gone. Let's see. Also, Anderson is another dumb fuck. They need to release and take the loss on his shitty fucking contract. But if you do that, and you do that with Rendon, and let's just say we're stuck with Trout and all the other young kids, you got to fire Perry. You got to fire Perry. There's just no way around it. Whether some of those are his or not, whether Rendon's his or not, you got to fire him. You got to fire him because there was no discipline brought out to stupid-ass number 6. Fuck the Dodgers, but fuck the Mariners even more. Can't stand their little dance. Tied in the 6th in the desert, the chair says. Alfonso says this season will begin once the Angels as a team hang out with Mark Grace and go out to the wood, down to the nastiest chick and break out with the season slump buster time and winning streak. Here we come. I don't know about that. Turn out the lights, party's over. Same old song, eliminated. Eric says, I want Perry gone too. Time to drop the hammer, fire everyone, including the broadcast crew, television and radio. Get rid of Nevin, Perry, and Artie, and sell the damn team. I'm with you 100%. Because that makes sense. It won't happen, but you got me all fired up on that one, Trouty, here. I like that, and I wish it would happen and get me all excited, but...
Yes! 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 Yes!
And Perry will be like...
How dare you?
It won't happen, but us fans would be like... Also, when I called about a month ago... about Perry also being the problem doesn't seem to be that far off. No, it's not. I think you were one of the first ones to start saying it's him. Eric says, I also hope that we trade Trout, let Ohtani walk as well. Fuck all these assholes. Guess Nevin was correct when he said that they're not chasing wins. Show some fucking heart out there and try to get go out on a good note. No, that would be counterproductive. Sterling checks in with Miggy, gets a custom surfboard, and this is what he does. Thank you, Captain Obvious, right there. Let's see. This is the worst. So frustrating. Again, Angels gear gone. Look at Trout tonight getting his award and smiling his ass off with pull holes. Dude doesn't give a shit, period. Exactly. He was smiling the night before, too. Arizona wins in the 13 innings on a fun one. I remember when I got laughed at for calling Arizona to finish third place. That's true. Alfonso says, relevant. This team needs to be sold, hire people from the Rays, A's, and Atlanta scouting. I'd be 100% on that because those teams know how to draft and they know how to keep players and productive ones. Let's see. Seattle tied it at 1. Artie must be stopped. Halo Joe says we must come together as a fan base and do whatever necessary to send the message across, sell the team. Also, we got unfinished business, baby. Pujols for manager next year. Hell no. Dodgers are getting ready to celebrate clinching the NL West once again. Do our coaches really deserve to get paid? They don't do anything. Exactly. We need to all turn against Artie like the Commanders fan base did to Snyder. That would be nice. But again, you have way too many Halo honks out there. Way too many Halo honks. I've been through a lot of failed seasons. I've never before had a feeling of no hope. What am I rooting for? Halo Joe says. R. Martinez says, if only Artie got wins as much as he spits, that would be a whole lot of wins. Eric, will never happen. Angels fans don't have the gritty, girthy of a dick. Exactly. Brother, they were setting up the Dodgers locker room to celebrate, and the Mariners just scored one in the bottom of the 10th. Mike Ford, RBI. Of course, it's an Angels player. I'm done watching baseball. Alfonso says, I could care less about if any other team clinches. Go Niners and beat the Lambs. Hayes says, fuck this season. Mike fucking Ford, baby. Niners need to get their ass whooped tomorrow, but I'm not betting on it. Unfortunately, horns up. Horns down. He's smacking out on Carroll's Thurman says, nailed it, Todd. All about Artie, and now it's being exposed big time. Dodgers and their fans figured out the last owner was a piece of shit, so eventually he got exposed. Now it's Artie's turn. He's got to go. But the problem is, Thurman, we just don't have the media that gives a shit to push it. Again, we can't be upset. We fought to the very end. Everyone got a munchie meal and get ready to sweep tomorrow. Fuck Artie Moreno. Raza, don't claim him. MLB Union is what's holding down the production quality. In the NFL, we wouldn't be eating this whole 6 contract. That's true. 6 would have been cut this year at least. Halo says it's ego and legacy that keeps Artie in place, and we're being dragged through the mud. Thank you, Artie, for ruining my favorite sports team. Let's see, the Ali brand of coaching staffs. Legacy, well, in that case, he's hurting himself. Eric also says Artie is a cheap bastard. I'm sure his buddy Trump has given him advice on how to cheat the system and keep the money for himself as possible. Much money for himself. Pro-American, but bought Chinese still. Perry is gone. Clearly, Nevin is fine, and Ohtani and Trout and like Terry Smith days are out of here. His idea of legacy, of course. One Jets Pod says Perry still sucks as an overall GM. Just saying. Hayes says unfinished business was milking every single penny he could from Shohei Ohtani last year as an Angel. Nevin's not fine for Nevin gone. Let's see. Also, I know what Giad, a good GM looks like, and Perry is half ass. Marty says Angels have no conditioning, hence injuries left and right and center. No wonder why they have so many injuries. No one is stretching or warming up. The most simplest task and the most complicated for these pendejos. Eric says, I have a friend who works with an organization. Supposedly Artie wants to keep Ohtani for 2-3-year deal at a deal because of the UCL injury, and he knows his market value will be down. Well, that's not going to happen. I can guarantee you that. Fuck these losers. Were eliminated opening weekend. We got eliminated once Estevez gave up that grand slam to the Mariners rookie player. Thurman says, enough about this team. I'm getting it's all about getting Artie out. Got to be the 2024 focus. How do fans get him out? All this is on the owner. All he cares about is advertising revenue. It's not in us. Alfonso also says, unfinished business. Angels slump buster tomorrow. The whole team must take down Miss Moreno. You can put a halo on this one. I'm out of here. I need that clip, by the way. Let's see. Thurman says One Jet Spot says, Richard, we stopped going to games, but everyone's panties get wet on a bobblehead days, and thus they say they're tired of them. Exactly. But when you get free tickets, it's hard not to go. But next year, I am going to definitely not go to many games or at all. I might just, we're going to try to start something in the off season, depending on how it goes. Stay tuned. Eric says the only way you send a message to Artie is not going to games or buy Angels merch. Exactly. He speaks one language. It's all about the money. Anyway, fuck this team. I just want Artie to call in. Shake my head. Sorry, Shohei is injured. Bally's doesn't give a shit right now. Wait a minute. Bally's does care about Shohei. By the way, they're going to milk some more tickets, if you haven't heard, for that September 30th game, the last game I'm going to. It's Kabuto night. That was not on the schedule of giveaways, but now all of a sudden it's Kabuto night. 120 million, then you have to turn around and actually pay them. That does suck. That was the thing I saw about that too. I was like, dude, I don't know about all that. Let's see. Also, God fucking damn, watching this Dodgers-Mariners game just leaves me wishing the Angels were playing damn meaningful games. This atmosphere is hyped. Could only imagine how packed the stadium would be. Exactly. And why is Gooby and Rendazzo lying about the number of attendance tonight? Yeah, 35,000. There was not 35,000. Thurman says, honestly, in my opinion, I think Artie, especially after this year, which really exposes him and shows you what he really is a true horrible owner. Also, Hayes' line about the attendance has been what all teams do. R. Martinez says there's also Angel fans like me. Then there are Trout fans and Ohtani fans that ponder that. Let's see. Where is the drunk bastard? They're all looking for Arturo Moreno. It's still Squid's fault we continue to lose this bum, Marty says. Alfonso says, how the fuck do you get rid of number 6? Have number 6 wear an orange parka and send him to South Park. Roger, there's still a chance my Halo honks keep honking and we will make the playoffs, sweet baby Ohtani. It's the Halo honk line.
Hey, Todd, how you doing?
Hey, it's Terry. How's it going, man? How did you like those home runs tonight?
Oh, it's unfortunate when all your team does is swing for the fences.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's nights where they actually make it kind of work, but still, I mean, you gotta be more old school, right, Terry? Like your teeth, they're old school, so they go different ways. You gotta go with the pitches that come to you, right, and just take whatever they give you.
I really like the way you slid that dig in there. Count as 1 and 2.
Who's batting right now, Terry?
Up to bat, we've got Rod Carew, and he's got that hunched over stance he does when he likes to place that ball into the outer infield. Boy,
are you all right, Terry? I mean,
I'm a little emotional there, Mark.
It's Todd.
I'm sorry, Todd. And, it really sinks in that the season is over.
Yeah, it's over. It's definitely.
I had some hopes a couple of days ago, but just doesn't look like it's going to pan out.
Yeah, it's
Count is 2-2.
okay. Now, how
2-2 the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes here at the bottom of the 4th.
Okay, it's the 4th inning already. Okay, so my
The
question.
Angels 2 and the Expos 6.
So it's 2-6. We're playing an interleague game, obviously. How fast
Yep.
are the pitches coming? Because I'm kind of scared for Rod Carew. He's about 87 now.
Yeah, he doesn't look a day past 31. Let me tell you.
Okay, so the count's still 2-2. Who's pitching for the Expos?
No idea.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say Bartolo Colon.
Well, let's see here. We got some disturbances out here on the field, and yeah, looks like a beach ball. And boy, that's got to be the most exciting thing that's happened this 2023 season.
Oh, okay.
That is a multicolored beach ball there, Todd.
What's not Mark?
This is Mark, isn't it?
No, it's Todd. I was just messing with you.
Okay.
So, Eric says, could you possibly mow his
Swung
lawn?
on and missed, strike 3. Yeah, we're moving on to the next batter. Go ahead. Sorry about that, Gooby.
It's Todd. They want to know. Eric wants to know possibly if you can mow his lawn next weekend or when the season's officially over with your teeth. It's getting kind of long on his lawn.
Sure, that sounds like a plan. I just happened to purchase a new Toro for my lawn the other day, and really gotta break it in. It's been sitting for about 1 to 2 years, and I think there's some gas residue in the carburetor there. I gotta clean it out. But as soon as I get that done, I may head down there. I just don't know where you live.
Oh, he's somewhere in Anaheim, but I'm sure we can get that address for you.
That sounds a little too far there, Mark. I don't know if I can travel out that far. That's an inside joke because we don't travel.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're pretty confined there. Do you ever get the chance to go home, or you just stay there calling games and when the lights turn out?
Now, it's just sometimes it's just me, the broadcasting room here at beautiful Angel Stadium of Anaheim, and a couple of packages of top ramen.
Oh, jeez.
That's all my boss already allows me to eat. He says I need to trim up, that I'm not easy on the eyes anymore. So gotta start working out.
Well, you know what, Terry, you were never really, no offense, you were never really good on the eyes. I mean, you have a face for radio and you stuck with it. And you're probably you're our longest running announcer at this point?
I appreciate the comments there and compliments there, Mark. Yeah, I'm at age 68. And, I'm looking, I would think, okay for my age. I have a few health issues. Count is 1 and 2, and looks like Gary Gaetti looks a little nervous out there on the plate.
Gaetti's got a big nose, doesn't he?
Oh, he's got a honker there, Todd.
That's a big Italian schnoz, that's for sure.
That is. Didn't want to bring race into it, but you just did.
It's okay. I'm white. It's okay.
Oh, then hey, you didn't hear it, but I lifted my fist up in case you need a visual there.
By the way, Terry,
one
you don't
day,
look a day over.
We'll return one day there, Todd.
I'm sure they will.
I have my Confederate flag up in my broadcast room. Not because I was supporting the Confederacy, but I was always a big Dukes of Hazzard fan.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say you're so old you fought in the Confederacy.
Oh, it's another joke you slipped in there, Mark. I appreciate it.
I slip them in there just like Artie does with Sapphire.
There you go. Hey, so, I had a bit of a medical issue over the past couple of days. I never had one of these before, but it's one of them. Believe it's called an asteroid.
An asteroid. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a growth or an irritated bump or something down in the asshole area.
That's the medical term as well, right?
Yeah,
Asshole
that's
area.
the medical term there. I always thought it was hemorrhoid, but asteroid seems to make more sense. That's just my way of thinking of it. But there, I felt the burning and the itching there, Mark, and it was really getting to me. And so I
Can we get
took
back to
one
the
of those, my wife's mirrors, and took a look down there to see what's going on. And boy, there it was, as big as Mount Wilson, with the antennas and everything. Just looking down, you could just see the slopes there, Mark, and it was out of control. So I didn't know what to do. So I took medical procedures into my own hands.
Uh-huh.
So I grabbed a pair of toenail clippers.
Those got to be sterile, of course.
If you were here, you'd have heard old Terry scream for a second. It was a blood-curdling scream. I'll never forget it. But I made it worse, so I had to go to the hospital.
When they removed the asteroid, did you say, "It's out of here"?
I was getting to that, and boy, you sure ruined it, Todd. I appreciate that. I was setting up the punchy, and on account of me speaking slowly and thinking in between each word, I guess I fell short, and you beat me to it. Count is 1 and 2.
I'm sorry because ever since you come on the show and you use that as your go-to to like sign off, I can't look at you without hearing your voice say that. I'm sorry, man. I jumped the gun. False start on me. 5-yard penalty. Okay.
Yeah. I guess you can start referring to football now. So we got Bo Jackson at the plate, and he's looking at one low and inside for strike one.
How's that hip going?
Oh, that Bo Jackson's got some hams on him, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Wow. You can crack a walnut with those suckers. Here's another one on the outside and coming in low for ball one.
Does Bo know?
Count is 1 and 1. Hello.
Does Bo know?
Oh, he knows.
Okay. So I got one other question. Terry. I don't know who.
Yeah, shoot. Go ahead.
I don't know if you're talking to Roger back there or Mark, one of the two.
No, it's the chambermaid. I'm not going to get into details, but it's one of the other paychecks we pay for that personally I don't see any need for, to be honest with you.
Does Tim Salmon and Chuck Finley make a difference in that dugout this year?
Oh, yeah. The sex appeal ratio goes up about 3 to 4. I mean, there's really, you see some of the, it looks like when you go in the dugout before they showed up, it looked like someone was down there with the ugly stick. But now that they showed up, it just brightens the room up a lot more, and they're happy-go-lucky fellas, and it's nice to see them out in the stadium again. And I hope they're back again next season.
So when you go down to the dugout, if Artie lets you out of the van outside of the stadium, are you the proverbial?
It's getting hot in here, Todd. It's getting really hot in here.
Are you the proverbial ugly stick when you go to the dugout?
Well, I think it's fair to say that I've past my prime, if you will.
I think you and the Bat Boy have the same kind of teeth.
Well, we both used to play hockey, in the past there, Mark, and that's probably why we don't have much of a dental plan here to get the work done. I'd like to speak to my boss about that next year, but I wouldn't be surprised if I get the old fired next year.
Well, you know what? I think you guys played the same game as kids. You and the Bat Boy were chewing rocks, literally.
Boy, you keep them coming, don't you? Yeah, really feel the animosity coming from you. To be honest, Mark, I thought we were pals. Count as 1 and 2.
It's Todd, by the way.
Yeah, that one looked a little high inside. He had to back off. A little bit of chin music there. And Mo Vaughn looks upset.
Mo Vaughn. By the way, Eric says, when you do your scorecard, do you sharpen your pencils with your teeth?
It sounds funny, but it is true. Matter of fact, I need to sharpen one right now. Hold on one second. Okay, that's got a good tip. You don't want it too sharp because then you start ripping the paper there, and you're pretty much writing with a razor blade. So you got to just get some graphite showing so you can get some marks down the paper and go from there. Hey, Todd, fun fact. I don't know if you know about this, but did you know you could lube a zipper up with a pencil?
How?
Bet you didn't know that.
No.
Well, you close your zipper up, and if you have one of those stubborn zippers down there in your pants, you just make sure when it's closed, you rub the lead up and down the teeth. I feel a tooth joke coming from you, but I'm just going to ignore that. But you rub the lead pencil up and down the teeth of the zipper, and it starts to loosen and lube it up. And next thing you know, you're ready to go. You won't get your little pal there caught in a zipper.
Your little Peter Dinklage?
Your little master of ceremonies.
Well, first
your twig and berries.
Can I say something, Terry? What's the count first?
Your wedding tackle. Count is 2 and 2 to Mo Vaughn, and boy, he looks he's heated. Let me tell you, he's been standing up there really upset, yelling out something about how this isn't a real organization. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But he's really, really mad.
All I'm saying is I used to listen to Vin Scully, and he would, tell stories and be like, the count's 3 and 2. But your stories are kind of more exciting, especially. Are you eating? Was that were you eating or sharpening another pencil?
No, I was hissing at you. How dare you mention that man's name in front of me? I like to pride myself. And maybe even I hissed like a cat. If you see me now, Todd, I've got my nails in the roof of the van right now, and I'm hanging upside down. That's how upset I am.
Oh, jeez. An 80-year-old hanging from the roof of a van. That's not a good sight.
68, Todd. Count is 2 and 2. And Mo's walking back into the batter's box now, and he looks like he's ready to go. Hey, we got some fellas in the dugout having some fun with a target sign that says, "Hit it here, Mo." I don't think that's funny after the accident he had not that long ago. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that'll end the inning.
Well, that was a long
looks like another contract gone to hell.
Well, who's up for the Expos?
Some guy with dreadlocks. I don't know. I'm going to have to look through my paperwork.
No, okay.
Todd, we all know that the Expos are no longer with us. I don't know where you even got that name from. That's shocking. You're usually quite sharp when it comes to baseball talk.
You said the Angels were playing the Expos when we first talked.
I don't recall that.
That was before
you
fans,
started. If you're interested in a munchie meal, head on down to Jack in the Box and try out the new munchie deals. You want to make sure you get there after 9 p.m. And remember, I said it before and I'll say it again. Jack in the Box, the most famous burger joint known for its tacos.
By the way, the only taco that you can get with an actual cheese slice in it.
Exactly. Hey, and a mysterious meat sauce is in there that no one's quite identified yet, but boy, does it taste good.
Well, I heard it's 40% tofu.
That's fine with me. Hey, with the wilted lettuce in there, makes it even that much more fun.
Fun is not the word, but we'll go with that. So, again, who's batting next? Do we know?
No, we're taking it's a 7th inning stretch, Todd.
So we just simulated 3 innings?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, again, be careful with those teeth. And
don't forget my asteroid. Got to be careful with that. Sitting down, I have a donut cushion that I have to sit on just to stay comfortable.
True. Now, can I ask you one more question? This is non-baseball related, but do you ever?
No, go ahead.
Okay, because I need to get to know you personally. I think since you're calling in, I think a perfect hobby for you. I don't know if you've ever tried it, even though you're about 80 years old.
68, Todd.
What would you ever take up whittling? Because I mean, you could probably turn a block of wood into a nice little figurine or a little gnome, for that time of season.
Way ahead of you. I like the gnome idea. That sounds great, especially with the season coming up. But I've actually have been doing that for quite some time, Todd, and have just finished completing my new chess set. And boy, let me tell you, these rooks, they look like they're store-bought. I don't know how I did that out of petrified wood, but I was able to do it.
Well, can we hear you try to sharpen up one real quick, or?
Yeah, I actually have another pencil here. I gotta sharpen up. Hold on a second. Oh, that one got caught there. Hold on, Todd. I got a splinter. Hold on.
You don't want splinters in those gums, that's for sure.
Oh, boy. Hey, yeah, my gums are already puffy and red from the gingivitis that I took on earlier this month. And, yeah, boy, that hurt, Todd. Not as much as the toenail clippers, but it's up there.
Okay, well, I'll tell you this then, Terry. As the game's winding down over there, I don't know who's going to win between the Angels and Expos. We still don't have a score, but I think if everyone's following along,
score is 6-3.
4-6-3 for
6-3 Expos.
6-3 Expo. Okay, 6. What inning are we going to? Are we head to the stretch or what?
It's the bottom of the second, Todd.
Okay, bottom of the second. Gotcha. Well, Terry, you continue to hang out there and have a good time in that little van of yours down by the river, literally. See what I did?
That's never thought of that. That's a good one. We write that down here. Hold on a second. Maybe for my next show at the Laugh Factory in Covina, California. Hold on one second. Yeah.
By the way, those priest jokes were pretty funny.
Down by the river. Van down, yep, but yeah, there. All right. It's in the book, Todd.
Got it. Well, at least you remembered my name at your very ripe old age.
Yeah, no problem at all, Goob. So, you didn't ask me about how I did last weekend at the Laugh Factory.
Oh, yeah. Real quick before we go, what did you do at the Laugh Factory? I mean, were you the opener? Were you open mic?
Well, I was the last guy, Todd. It was about 12 midnight. There was about 4 people in the crowd, but hey, we all have to start somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. So I started out with the priest jokes, and boy, did that not go over well. Maybe it was because there was an actual priest sitting in the audience there. I believe he was a cardinal, and boy, he didn't find the humor in that at all.
Was he from St. Louis or Arizona?
Yeah, he was from San Diego.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so I stopped that and I went on with the anti-women jokes, which I thought were funny. And boy, the other three were women, and they booed me out and started throwing things. And it was a rough night, Todd. But hey, at first you don't succeed. You know, throw yourself in the fire again, or however you say it.
That's exactly how they say it. That's wonderful saying. Wonderful.
We've been saying that every season here at the stadium, Todd.
Well, chalk up another year to that.
It's out of control, Todd. Can I before I leave, can I just leave a message with all your listeners?
Absolutely. Go ahead. They're all waiting on bated breath.
Call the police. Get me out of here. I don't know how much I could handle living in this van. If you could send the APD over here, yeah, maybe they could get a can opener or something and get me out of here. They take the keys. I can't get out. If anyone could help me, I'd really appreciate that. I would love to see my family again, if that's possible.
Well, I mean, we'll tow that trailer or whatever you're in, the van, over to Eric's house. You got to cut his lawn first, and then you can go see your family. Eric,
if you could do me a solid, as the kids are saying these days, I'd be more than happy to mow that lawn. And I hope we're talking about grass. That's a joke. I think I'm going to add in my show there. Hold on a second here. Manscaped. Joke. There it goes. All right. Hey, you lifted my spirits. I have something to look forward to. Oh boy, hey, Mr. Torrey, I really appreciate you having me on your show, and I want to thank all of you for listening. And hey, we're gonna get at them next year. Don't worry about it. My boss likes to say.
Can you put a halo over this one?
You could put a halo over this one, even though it's a big L. Big L for the season. Put a halo over our losing organization. Don't let my boss know I said that. I'm airing out here.
Yeah, he might hit you over the head with his A-train, so yeah.
Oh no, I think I was talking too loud. The old guys on the scooters they're circling my van like a pack of sharks right now, and oh boy, it looks like it's time for my beating. I hope this goes. The leader of them all, his name is Luther. He's 98 years old, and boy, that guy can swing a ruler. Let me tell you.
Oh jeez, you shouldn't be getting beaten at your age.
Oh, I'm gonna get it tonight. Let me tell you, they're going at least 5 miles an hour around my van right now. It's getting scary.
Oh man, be careful, okay? Keep the door locked.
I will. I'll try to stay safe. Hey, fans, hang in there. We'll get at them again. This is Terry Smith signing off. I'm out of here.
Oh, freaking Terry Smith. He gave us a good 10 to 15 minutes of comedy right there. Boy, you need that on a night like this. And Eric says, where's the boss? I don't know. Hopefully he'll be here on Monday because I'm not going to be here. No, Tuesday. Because I think the Angels are off, and tomorrow I'll be working, and football will be on too. So by the time I get off, I'll be watching football at work or listening to it, and then freaking getting home watching it. I won't have any time for the sweep tomorrow because you know what's going to happen tomorrow. They're going to give that surfboard to Cabrera, and the Angels are going to get swept. So there you go. But we should have Artie Moreno rejoin us on Tuesday. I'll make a call to Sapphire to book that appointment, and there you go. So as far as Seahawks beating Detroit, Eric. I don't really feel it, man. I got a bad feeling about tomorrow. I would like to be pleasantly surprised, and I know it's only week one overreaction, but the way we played, I mean, they have to tune up a lot. I mean, that atmosphere in Detroit is going to be crazy. So I'm not. If you told me you got a bet on the Seahawks to win or not, nope, I can't take that bet, man. I would love to be pleasantly surprised, but I'm not betting on it. So we could be off to an 0-2 start, so that's very discouraging because I was really banking on my Seahawks to being good this year. And I still believe they can, but starting 0-2 is going to suck. So with that being said, everyone, enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to bail. I got, like I said, one more night of work. And I will be talking to Eric, the other Eric from Seattle, calling on Tuesday. I'll take your phone call for sure, man. It's just I got a few things to do, and I'm gonna leave a little early. And Terry took up most of the conversation. Yes, One Jets Pod. It is a Lions home opener, and believe it or not, they're sold out for the season. So there you go. Yes, Alex. Fuck the Doyers. I can't believe those pieces of shit won. Now it's just a countdown till they choke in the postseason. So all right, everybody, have a good rest of your night. Go Angels, and fuck Artie.